So hello and welcome back to all of my star pupils or to people coming to this video needing to find a little truth in your life today, tomorrow, the next day. If you guys came to this pick a card reading, you are looking for some truth to be uncovered. Truth was the theme for what I did place on my Instagram and also what I was going to be doing for this video. So what you guys were asked to do is to pick a tea, any type of tea for the groups. This time I'm only going to be doing 3 groups. So this is for all of you who chose the first tea for the truth that has to be uncovered. So what we're seeing here is I picked a lot of oracle cards. I used Asking the Guides oracle cards. The answer is simple. And then we also have some tarot. Now off of the camera, I'm also going to be using another deck over here. It is the Light Seers Tarot deck. We're going to be using the Sacred Destiny cards for our message. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want clarifiers this time, you guys, and this was a very good suggestion to those of you who had suggested it. I wanted clarifiers to the tarot cards specifically to kind of see what areas in your life is this truth coming out. What do you need to know? Basically, a lot of you had commented or asked me, especially on my Instagram, if I would continue to do that. So I am going to do that currently right now. So again, this is for group number 1 and we are going to start. So taking a look at this first card, you guys. Just to let group number 1 also know too, a lot of these cards were moving around, falling down, all this kind of stuff. So this was a very, very active read for this first T for truth. So there is purpose, master teacher. So this is interesting because what we're looking at here, group number 1, is that you are searching for truth having to do with purpose, your purpose. Where are you going? Where is your life headed, both in romance and career? As far as spiritual aspects, where is your life going with purpose? So that is pretty self-explanatory for what truth you are trying to uncover. Now, I will tell you this, group number 1, this reading is good for whenever you do view it, for whenever you need to see it pretty much. So this can continue on for most of the year, next year, things of that nature. When we get into the tarot, we can kind of see what areas need to be, truths need to be uncovered, or what you're going to find out in the course of maybe this year or next year. So purpose is definitely a big one. And we talked about purpose with career or romance. Now we're talking about death. So this is a guardian angel. That is a master teacher. Now what this basically is saying to me, group number 1, is that you have a lot of guides, spirit guides, angels, guardian angels around you a lot of different times. So if you have spirit guides, guardian angels, teachers, anything like that around you constantly, it's time for you to tap into those different entities, those different spiritual entities. The reasoning why is because you are on a path, group number 1, of truth, of discovery, of self-discovery. But what is interesting is that a part of you, it could be 2 different ways. You have literally suffered around a lot of death. Spirit is letting me know that either someone very close to you, it could have been a relative, a friend, a sibling, someone who was very close to you has recently passed on into the spirit world, or this has really hit you very hard, group number 1. And maybe there are some truths that you have to uncover about this person or about this situation that you would prefer not to uncover. But this death is also bringing to you, group number 1, a new sense of reality and a new sense of purpose for how you want your life to play out. Now, this can be a literal death of a relative, family member, friend, whomever it is. We will get to the bottom of who or why that death is happening, but it's also letting you know that you can find purpose in healing and moving on from the death, group number 1, because also a part of you is looking to heal. You're looking to find some truth of healing, of what I'm sensing from spirit. The other thing about this is that death can be a 2-folded card. It can also symbol a new beginning beginning for you, a new purpose, a new pathway, a new way of looking at things, a new way of going about things. So again, that whole purpose that you're trying to look for is finding that new path from the death. Now, you could be changing your whole entire life. You could be looking for some truth as to what path has happened. Clearly, the guardian angels are taking you on this path, group number one. So if you did choose this, they are helping to lead you towards these answers that you are looking for as far as truth is concerned, or where do you have to go, or after this death, what is the next step, or what is the purpose? You know, and I think that if this is a literal death, group number one, I'm not gonna, say that it's very easy to go through death, as we've all lived through stuff, and we all understand, especially if you're having that really close connection to someone, it is heartbreaking. But the bottom line is that you still have to keep living, group number one, even past that, even past the pain. Sometimes you have to understand that your loved ones would still want you to keep going and still want you to keep living, even though this has happened and has occurred. But we are going to take a look at it. Now, this death can also mean the death of a relationship, a death of a true love that has happened. There is some type of separation going on, which could also be making you question your truth for the purpose. Okay, and priorities, which is no surprise here. We have a lot of paths here, you guys. So here's the thing. Synchronistically, okay, let's look at this. We're looking at one path here in purpose. We're looking at another path here in death, and we're looking at a third path in priorities. So if group number one, if you are getting a lot of paths, if you're seeing like a lot of paths with trees, Spirit's letting me know, or paths like even with flowers, any type of path that you are seeing is a synchronicity. If you are looking at a path and you are starting to question what is going on, I really have a strong feelings from Spirit to group number one that the death that has occurred is making you question your true priorities and your true purpose. What are you willing to give to others? What are you willing to receive to others? This death might have also changed your priorities, meaning that now you might consider, your career not as important. You might have to have taken care of a family member who may have been ill with a certain type of disease or sickness for a long time, and they have passed on, and now you are questioning about your family life, questioning about what priorities do you need to put first in your life. And that is not an easy thing. And I'm just really, really sensing a great heaviness from this group also too, because this death has really, really altered you guys. It's really, really changed a lot of your future, and what you thought was going to be a part of your life is now been ripped away from you. You are feeling a lot of that grief, a lot of that sadness. And the thing is I don't think a lot of you, group number one, that you have truly, truly overcome that yet. I don't think that you've kind of moved on or are asking your guardian angels or spirit guides for help. I don't think that you're at that point, which is why I think that also too, Spirit is dealing with, when we talk about helping hands here, that Spirit is really, really questioning and pointing you towards a different path, I'm getting this from Spirit as I'm like talking about this, you guys, for group number one. There is a different path that you need to be on, and Spirit with the hands here is helping you to do that. They are helping you to realize what your path is, what your purpose is, and what road do you need to go on now that this death has occurred. This can be the death literally, which is what I'm really kind of feeling that it is from Spirit, but it can also be figuratively, you guys. It can basically mean that there is a part of you that has died inside, and you are looking for a rebirth, an expansion, a phoenix rising from the ashes. You are looking for something that is going to change the outlook of your life. The truth that you are looking for in this reading, you guys, is about rebirth and death, that constant kind of karmic yin and yang there. You're looking for an answer to where you are going at this point in the future and being reborn. So let's take a look at some of the other oracle cards here. So for purpose, now this is a perfect example about this because here's the other crazy part about this. We have this gentleman with flowers here for this lady. We also have a person carrying flowers. So this purpose that's being talked about here has to do with romance. Now it has to do with love, affection, friendship. The other crazy thing about this, you guys, is synchronicity. So paths and flowers. If someone gives you flowers, if someone is handing so many flowers to you, I mean, obviously, if you've had a death in the family, death of a friend, a spouse, anything like that, that can honestly bring about this. But for this purpose, if you are looking for a truth or an answer or something has gone wrong, you can say no. You have the ability, group number one, to walk away from the situations that just don't serve you anymore or don't serve you, how do I say this, as far as love, relationships, or connections are concerned. You are really over being hurt, being heartbroken, feeling like there just wasn't any love between the both of you, feeling like you had to hide who you were. I'm really sensing that strongly, group number one. You had to hide who you truly were, and you never said no enough. I'm also getting a lot of caregiver vibes from this group. If you are a caregiver, you have a very hard time with death, destruction. You have a lot of hard times with saying no to people because you want to give so much of yourself to others. So that is a part of what you felt your purpose was, group number one. And that is the truth that you are trying to uncover. Where do you fit into this purpose? Where do you need to take some self-care and say no when you want? Tell the truth. Bam, Spirit, speak to me. Tell the truth. So when we're looking for truth in this reading, group number one, Spirit's just on time, you guys. Like today when I was shuffling these cards and doing all this, like Spirit was just like knocking stuff over, telling me certain things, like just on time, you guys. So tell the truth. If you are in a relationship right now, you guys, I'm going to tell you this, group number one, I really think that you need to come clean. If this death card has to do with a relationship, I'm going to say this, that there is a part of you that I strongly feel, group number one, is hiding the truth yourself. You are looking for the truth, but you are hiding the truth. And now is the time to tell the truth, bring that truth forward. If you are not feeling comfortable with a situation, if you are feeling out of love with someone, if you are feeling that there is no connection there at this time, if you are questioning your purpose and the relationship that you have built was built upon a purpose that is no longer serving you, a career that is no longer serving you, your family life is disarray, or if there's any type of issues with you mentally, emotionally, physically, two things need to happen. One, you have to tell the truth. Two, you have to say no to what you can and can't handle. And three, you guys need self-care. Self-care is extremely important in these time periods because of the fact that you need to really think, group number one, of what truths do you want to be telling. Now, if this death has to do with the death of a family member, a friend, a spouse, anyone extremely close to you, and there were some truths, group number one, that needed to be uncovered from this specific person, you have a duty to yourself and to your spirit to tell the truth. Let the truth be known. If you are feeling very strongly that something was amiss in this relationship and something that you felt held you back from your true purpose of who you are, you have to speak on that currently, because that death is going to really break it down for you as to what you need to speak on, what you need to tell the truth on, and then move forward at that time. So this death is really going to rock your world, you guys, and you have to understand that sometimes the answer is giving it to God. You have to understand your guardian angels, group number one. If you guys, I listen, I don't care if you believe in it or not, or what the situation is. To each his own. This channel is very, inclusive of everyone. My whole thing is that spirit guides, guardian angels, animal guides, whomever or whatever you believe in, this whole situation that you are going through, there are the hands, the face. The spirit wants to help you guys. They want to put you on a different path, okay, towards your destiny, towards the truth that you need to tell, towards your own sacred path. You have to, with this death that is occurring, either one within yourself or two within others, group number one, you have to give it to God. You have to let synchronicities play out, and you have to just kind of be still. If you guys are into meditating, I would strongly suggest meditation. The truth is that you have to be able to let go of some things that you just simply cannot fix, you guys. You have to let it go. I'm telling you right now, I'm strongly sensing in these cards, if there is a tower in here, we can literally, because I'm seeing a house crumbling, something coming down. We have a tower moment here for you guys. And this is where you really, really find that this death has done this to you, but you at the same time have to give it to God. You have to let it go to spirit. Why? Because there is a karmic path that you have to be on that will reignite your spirit and will reignite the fact that you have to have different priorities than what you had in the past. So that's where we let it go with spirit. We grieve, we move on, we, enjoy the good times or things of that nature. If there is a death within yourself, letting that truth out is going to be extremely, extremely helpful. Now, here's the other thing Spirit's kind of speaking to me on, because this has been a common theme this past month, and I'm going to let this out there right now. Whatever group number one you feel in your soul you are, whatever that may be, Spirit is open. Universe is open to anyone who asks for help, anyone who comes forward and will ask the universe or Spirit for help. You should be happy with who you are as a person, the choices that you have made, because the truth is you are unique. There is only one person like you out there in this planet, in this universe, whatever the story is, unless they're clones or whatever, but that's another conversation for a different time. Basically, if you feel very strongly that you need to tell the truth about yourself and you need to let some truth out about yourself to make yourself feel comfortable, you really, really should, group number one. Nobody should have to hide in the shadows of fear, of death, of persecution. Nobody should have to fear that their own truth is going to make other people uneasy in some type of way. So I kind of just wanted to put that out there. If you do need to tell the truth or speak to someone, there are many avenues of where you can go. And, being patient, which is so important at this time, because you have to be patient, group number one, with yourself, with your situation. You have got to be patient with where are your priorities? Where are you moving to? What is happening with you? What is going on? I mean, even the whole death piece, like, you guys, that is not easy to go through, group number one. It is not easy to have the death of a loved one, the death of yourself, you being reborn into a different person. That is not easy to go through. We all have to go through that karmically at some point, but Spirit is letting you know, be patient with yourself, be honest with yourself, search for that truth of caring for yourself and loving for yourself first before you can move on to realize new priorities. Let's take a look at some tarot. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, perfect example of purpose. So with this came a message of money, came a new beginning with money, a career. Basically, group number one, let me put it to you this way. You look all good on the outside. You have a career. You have a family, if that's the case. You have, a significant other, friends, coworkers. You have it, group number one. You have money. You have worked extremely hard to get to where you're at in your life right now. The truth of the matter is that money can't make everybody happy, right? The Empress, perfect example of telling the truth. There is the feminine energy, that spiritual energy. Money cannot make everyone happy, but at the same time, abundance, manifesting, fertility, giving that wealth, that knowledge, that purpose that you guys have. You guys are caregivers, group number one. You are caring individuals. You really, really have a hard time saying no. You have a hard time with any of the divine masculine energy. You have a lot of Venus energy. energy. So if you are mostly Libras or Tauruses or any of that coming to group number 1, this Empress energy is so strong. You guys have had to really put yourselves last. And the truth is, you're looking for a new path forward. You're looking for that truth that's going to give you that aha moment of where you're going to move to, what is going to happen to you. Judgment, and this is where I talked about giving it to God. You know, I made that speech to you guys. If you are holding back on anything, if you are scared to tell the truth about someone else, a truth about your own situation, your own divine purpose, you guys have to stop being afraid of being judged. You know, we have angels here. We have that common theme. We have the give it to God. You have to understand, group number 1, you guys are very, very emotionally and sensitive and spiritual, and you're giving. The thing is that you are touched by guardian angels. You are touched by some higher purpose. The only person or entity, I should say, not really a person, who can judge you is spirit, is universe. And the truth is that you should never hold anyone else's standards above your own. If you want to live a lifestyle, if you want to live a truth that possibly this person or this death that has taken place has really taken a toll on you, it's time to let the truth out, group number 1. You guys came here for a purpose and for a reason. You got to let that truth out, and the sun is going to shine on you because that truth, that judgment's going to be lifted. You're not going to worry about what type of people are going to judge you or for what. You are going to have that luck, that fortune, that happiness when you get out of this death, when you move forward, because you cannot worry about what people are going to say about you, group number 1. You have to simply do that. Sorry, you guys, I had to fix the camera there because I dropped the last card here, which, going back to this whole situation with the sun, after you stop judging, after you stop judging yourself and having others judge you or having that fear of that, after this death or dark night of the soul, you're going to come through with the sun. You're going to also have here the 7 of Cups, which is why it's saying to be patient, because after all of this, group number 1, you guys are really, really going to have to make some very hard choices to find out about what your priorities are. What do you see your future being as? Now, we have some very good choices here, and we have some not so very good choices. But the interesting thing about the 7 of Cups is that these choices are all going to come from spirit. They are all going to come, and you have that right to choose. That right to choose what path you are going to be on. But I'm telling you, group number 1, I feel this strongly. Spirit walks with you. We have the light seeing tarot here. So to clarify this, we have the King of Cups, which is obviously that emotional energy, that divine masculine emotional energy. So we have the Empress being that divine feminine. The King of Cups basically having that emotional stability, that emotional willingness of what do you give? What do you receive? What can you say no to? What can you say yes to? So eventually you guys find that truth, you master that. And that also goes for money too as well, group number 1. Don't ever feel like you have to give away any type of pentacles or resources, money, time, energy. Don't feel that you have to just readily give that away to anyone who asks of that, because you are the caregivers of the group. So that is the King of Cups. We have the Magician. See, you guys really have that key. You have that peace. All going back to telling the truth. You have all of the elements that you guys are ever going to need. The Magician rules the cups, the pentacles, the swords, the wands, and he or she is infinite, meaning that you guys have the power. If you could only see that you have the power to make your own decisions. Clear indication to me too about the Empress and telling the truth. You have the possibility to manifest the truth, to manifest your own truth, to tell the truth, but also to manifest goodness, you guys. You, by coming forward and saying what you truly feel or what is in your heart space, group number one, it is going to open up that manifestation for you. You are going to become empowered to make decisions. Ace of Pentacles, yes, you're going to manifest. You're going to manifest money, time, energy, resources, and this death is really going to show you a new beginning, a rebirth. And the judgments that are coming from people too, group number one, I'm hearing from Spirit that you, with that Ace of Pentacles, you are going to capture it. You are going to capture whatever you're looking to capture by the summertime, possibly this summer or next summer with that truth. You're going to capture it and be able to move forward. People are going to be jealous of that. They're going to be jealous that you have the Ace of Pentacles, your sun is shining, you have choices, you have options, but you have to let those negative energies go. You have to let it go. Ace of Wands. Now we got a lot of aces happening here. So new beginning as far as creative pursuits. I'm telling you guys right now, if you come into inheritance with this death, if you come into any type of money with this death, you are also going to come into an enlightenment. We have that fire energy, that Ace of Wands. I'm thinking of the Phoenix rising from the ashes. You guys are going to be a totally different person after this has occurred. If you guys are looking to do a creative pursuit, if you're looking to pursue something full-time, start a business, anything of that nature, it is going to happen for you, you guys, because you have that sun shining, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands is going to, you're going to become strong after this death. And you guys, look at how uplifting this is. We got the Merkaba up there, triangles, the squares, the tetrahedrons, which are all very spiritual symbols. You know, we have the world and we got the colors there, you know, lots of colors, being free, the rainbow kind of spectrum here, the world. So you guys have to understand that at the end of this death, your world is going to be open. You have priorities. You have possibilities. There are choices that you are going to make that is going to deliver you the truth of a better understanding for how you see the world and how you fit into the world. And you are going to affect many, many people by this group number one, because your guys' truth is you are looking for the truth, but you are the caregivers of the group. You are the ones who are going to overcome this death. You're going to rise in a better way than you were before. You're going to rise out of any type of bad relationship you've had, any type of death with a family member, which is what I'm really thinking this reading is mostly about. You guys, group number one, you're having a death, a dark night of the soul. You're moving on from having the pain of all of that, the pain of loss of money, of resources, of time, of energy. It's all going to be given back to you. You just have to be patient and release. You have to release the truth. You have to release the truth, group number one, whatever that is. And you have to release the part that has died, that is no longer serving you. You have to release the death, of a family member, a spouse, a loved one, because the truth is your future and your path are so bright. And the thing is that by releasing and just kind of looking at this card, you can clearly see that we have the fall time. So possibly by the fall, you will have really released a lot of this truth. You would have moved on and moved past it, you guys. It's a beautiful reading. It's something that you guys should take to heart and always be true to yourself. Group number one, I really hope that this reading did help. As always, please comment down below if anything. Like and subscribe to the channel, you guys. I cannot stress that enough. If you want me to do more pick card readings or anything like that, please let me know. And you can also find me on my Instagram, which is the Astro Teacher 1590, just Astro Teacher 1590. Come and find me on there, you guys. I'm usually on there just, you know, posting spiritual cat memes and all kinds of fun stuff, and look at spirits like come visit her, you know, all kinds of fun stuff on there. So if you guys are looking for a little pick-me-up or something's going on, you can go on there. And as always, I hope that you keep it light, keep it bright, and keep it starry for all my star pupils out there, and I will talk to you soon.